All right, we're live.
We're live, okay.
Once again, I'm eating. Sorry.
Always.
All right. All right, everybody. We are live. Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany are back. We took last
Yes, we're
week
back.
Labor Day. I was in New York City. Um,
How's your family? How's everybody doing, Carl? Your mom? How's she doing?
yeah, well, I saw her first, and then I drove up to New York in Tiffany's backyard. I don't
And
think
you ain't come and see me, so don't be don't
you
talk.
were you. I was a whole Caribbean thing going on, and you don't want some guy want you said behind you, right? You know what happens when
you right, you right.
I,
Were you at the parade?
yeah.
Well, there was a shooting at the parade.
At the end, yeah. Well, probably not where I was. Uh,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, a couple of few people got shot and they still looking for the
One got
suspect.
killed. One guy passed away. Yeah. One
yeah.
guy died
Yeah,
from the
they
distance.
still looking for the suspect. We send our condolences out to, the people, the young man who lost his life, and a lot of people got hurt. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The West Indian parade is not a parade without a shootout or a run over by one of the floats. I
Yeah,
know every time I go there is a shootout or somebody got run over by a float. You
That's what I
know.
was doing. Right.
So it's just sad that, still we can't enjoy ourselves. People see enemies from years ago or enemy they want to catch revenge on, and they want to pick a great time while everybody partying.
yeah, yeah. That's sad. It used to
It's
be
very
so
sad.
violent, violent free, but now it's
I don't know
people.
what you're talking about. It's always been a
Really?
shootout. It got to be at least one shootout.
I got a West Indian lady, and we do not go. And she would love to go and enjoy her part of her heritage. But
Wait a minute. You ain't never take your lady to go to the West Indian parade?
Patricia,
no, we don't. Yeah, Patricia's West Indian. We don't want to get shot.
where,
You're not going to get shot.
What do you
I
mean we're not
think
going
that
to get shot? Somebody just
everybody
got
know it.
killed.
That's
where,
a
Somebody
where,
just
part
got
of
killed.
where's
that's a
Patricia
part of the
from?
program.
What island's Patricia from? What are her
I'm not.
parents?
I'm not. Well, she's born in New York City. Her family, her mom's is West Indian. Her dad's Puerto Rican. So they all.
Indian as in what? Trinidadian, Guyanese, Jamaican.
I'll ask her. I think it's Guyanese though. Yeah.
Guyanese?
Yeah. She's probably watching the show. She'll text me.
Yeah,
Before we get started, real quickly on the subject, can we say rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop, who passed away. The rapper
yeah.
passed away on stage. We didn't do a show last week. He was in Connecticut and
He was riding.
died.
Yeah, he was doing a show.
Yeah, man, died. And a lot of people, if you don't know who he is, just Google one of his videos. And
Everybody know who Fat Man
some
Scoop,
people,
but
they know his, you know what? They know his voice more than they know who he is. His
right,
voice. So you hear that voice and you go, oh, that's him? Like that. You
yeah,
know what I'm
Fat
saying? So a
Man
lot of
Scoop
people,
been down for a very
yeah,
long time.
yeah, he's a bad dude, man. He has an amazing, he had an amazing, blessed voice, man. So
Yeah, he's
rest in
very
peace,
well
man.
known, and
Yeah,
he
very
died
well
doing
known.
what he loved to do. And it's so bad because that day that I saw the performance, somebody put it up. He wasn't even dead yet. He just passed out. So somebody just put the video up, and it was like, throw your hands in the air. And he real hype, and then he in front of the stage, and then he
Yeah,
goes behind the turntable. It was I don't know if he said throw your hands in the air, but then you heard the mic drop. And
yeah.
then
Well,
he
he's up.
dropped.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like it was just so poetic. We want to say God bless him. He's going down in history. That voice is going to be
yeah.
there forever
Amazing
with
voice.
us.
Yeah,
But he
amazing.
died doing what he loved to do. He died right on stage. I bet you he woke up in the spirit. He was up there chilling with Tupac and them doing another concert.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. I don't want to die on stage though, but some people do though. People die on stage all the time, and
Yeah.
entertainers. And after the show, they drop dead in the dressing rooms and whatever. I just want to send a shout out to the brother, man. That's very sad.
Yeah.
To
Fat
lose
Man
your life
Scoop
at
going down
53
in
years old, man.
history.
53, man. Wow, that's way too young.
Yeah,
Take
he
care
was
of yourself.
very
Wow.
Oh, that was it. He was like, make some noise. Bow. He
So
was
he
tripping.
basically died right there. I mean, he passed out right there, and he probably was
Yeah.
dead when they got him to the hospital. So basically, he died right there. That was the
Rest
end of
in
his life. That was the
peace.
last word he said was "make some noise." Wow, that's crazy.
Word.
Yeah. Wow.
We can't hear you, Carl. We can't hear you.
Sorry, I had myself muted. There was a video of him talking about his health and things he's
I
been.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, you
He had
saw
a
it.
reality show. He had a reality show with his wife. I didn't know that. I just watched some of it. Actually, yesterday I watched some of his reality show he had with his wife. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. Very sad situation. I want to give a shout out to him before we got deep into this crap we're about to get deep into, man. Rest in peace, rapper Fat Man Scoop. Yeah.
right.
Everybody, please make sure you like and subscribe. This is fair use only, educational purposes only. We do not own the rights to the content or the music. We're just enjoying it and learning from it. And it's our opinions only, nobody else's.
All right. All right.
Amen.
We got Jeff Short checking in from Mississippi. You got Mama
Hey,
Lee checking in. Peace and love, Mama Lee. Again, thank you
hey.
for coming in. Donna checking in. Donna Hagen. Nicole Coates is also checking in. That's on
Hey,
YouTube.
everybody.
I can only see the YouTube peeps. I can't see the Twitter and the
The
Facebook.
Facebook, right?
I can't see those people. So welcome to everyone. So today you see the topic: why do white parents give guns as gifts? I don't know if that's a black thing or white thing, or is that a southern thing?
Not a black thing. It's not a
That's not
southern
no
thing.
daggone black thing. What made you
It's not
say
a black
that?
thing, man.
I
It's
don't know. I
weird.
mean, like, I'm asking, do black parents in the South give their kids guns?
My mom gave me a magic kit.
Get word. My mother gave me what's that, bacon shaking or a sewing machine. Our black families do not give their 15-year-old AK-57 style rifles. That's something that we need to really talk about.
Yeah,
Why did the father give this 14-year-old, 14, 15-year-old a daggone gun knowing that he has mental issues? That's my problem. That's why he got locked up and he was over there crying like.
I don't care if he had mental issues or not. That's not a good present.
no,
No, it's not a good present.
No, that's a horrible present. We lost four people, two teachers, and two
Yes,
14-year-old students. One of the 14-year-old students was an African American male.
yeah.
yes,
Um,
special needs. He had autism.
yeah, man, what a shame, man.
Update on, of course, we got a Kamala Harris. That whole, we're gonna give a little update on what's going on with the Kamala Harris, you know, campaign and how that's going. It's gonna be Kamala. It's gonna be Kamala all the way on the Black Terry Show until November 5th. Do I have been fighting with these Trump supporters who were supposedly my friends
Oh no. Here we
so
go.
bad. So I know
Yeah,
our friendship is over. I know it's over.
me too, Carl. Me too. And I'm waiting until cut you off. I'm waiting until like November 6th to delete all these fools off my wall. I don't even want to be Facebook friends with these people anymore after this election. No matter which way it goes, I'm done with them. But I'm waiting until Kamala Harris wins this thing before I delete their asses.
the arguments are so weak and they're so just personal attacks. Oh, she slept away to the top. Okay, so my response to that, okay, so you're telling me a woman that had a consensual relationship is worse than a rapist? Is that what you're telling me?
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm
when you're
telling
white.
you,
A
but
man who was found guilty of sexual assault?
that show that we did last week, it really made me look at so many people from all different walks of life. Not everybody see what we see. Not everybody hear what we hear. And not everybody feel what we feel. And to be honest, it feels like most of them are going according to a script. You understand? For Trump. And I'm gonna be honest, I can't waste my time trying to convince them anymore or make them. I don't I really don't care. Let them do what they want to do now, because that it's sad.
Yeah.
That's what bothered me, Carl and Tiffany, is I had an argument with another comedian who's a Facebook friend, and he's a black Trump supporter. And he said something to me that I can't get out of my head, man. He said that the Democratic Party are wussies with a P because we depend on women, and black women make us weak. That's why he's voting for Trump.
That's very
So,
that's what I'm
so
saying. Don't even
basically,
argue.
so I said, well,
Don't even
so I
argue.
started naming like all these black women throughout history. You know, I mean, I went all the way back to her. I started naming everybody, man. Ida D. Wells. I mean, I just started naming strong black women, and I was like, all these women, are you saying were weak? You know, women that they're not on the same level as men. You know, I said, what would Malcolm and Martin be without Betty Shabazz, and with the support of their wives? You know, I mean, their wives held it
Kev,
down.
let's get it. Let's kick it off with the school shootings because we're gonna do Kamala. You know.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So, Jeff Short, he chimed me. He said Jeff Short lives in Mississippi, as we know. He says no, black parents in the South do not give their children guns. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank you.
white. That's a white dysfunction that goes on in a white household. And white parents, we need to have a talk about it. I really need to know what is going on with y'all. Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry. We need to
all
know.
right, no, that's all right. So we're gonna kick it off, and I mean, to come right back and try to figure out what's going on in America. America has 100 million more guns than they have people. Just so you know.
Guns are the #1 killer of kids in America. Sit with that. Sit with that. Guns are the #1 killer of children in America. And folks are saying it's radical to ban guns. No, it's actually radical that we've decided to live with this. Uvalde? My goodness, what has happened since Uvalde? Mass shooting after mass shooting after mass shooting. Enough. Bulletproof backpacks? That's radical. What's sensible? Ban guns and buy them back. And that's what Here for the Kids is doing.
My name is Lillian Fofana. I am a student at Appalachian High School, where yesterday a school shooting happened. I am so sad and angry about the things that happened because everybody was in that classroom fearing their lives, where the lockdown happened and everyone just jumped into the corners having panic attack after panic attack, questioning if they're gonna make it, if they're gonna see their parents again. I am angry because babies lost their lives, my classmates lost their lives, my teachers lost their lives. And at this point, I don't even know what to say. I'm just angry, and there need to be some justice because it's just not normal what happened. And at the point where students are fearing their lives walking through the hallways because of this gun violence.
14-year-old Bree Jones was the first student to lay eyes on Colt Gray, just moments before she says he began his deadly rampage.
Like, he knocked on the door. I saw him holding a bag and just pulling the gun out. I'm not sure what kind of bag was it, but I seen him pulling it out of a bag, and like the gun was so big. Like,
Gray was her classmate, and their class the first he tried to enter, she tells CNN.
I always look out the door before I open it. It's just like it's a habit my mom taught me.
But as her teacher instructed her to let him back in, she said,
I know he has a gun. If I would have opened the door, then like he would have got every single one of us in that class. And I don't want me, my teacher, my friends in the class, and my other classmates, I don't want none of us to get hurt. So I just didn't go. Like, I thank God that I did not open that door.
Jones said Gray moved on to her sister's class down the hall.
Colt shot my teacher multiple times.
Malaysia Mitchell says she'll never be able to erase the image of her teacher, Richard Aspinwall, begging for help.
We had to drag our teacher's body and fully into the classroom. We heard him take his last breath.
Mitchell says she felt powerless.
I've been trained what to do, like give CPR and other stuff, but I couldn't because I couldn't help him. So I ended up having a seizure.
Do you think you'll be able to come back to school?
Yes, because I'm not going to walk in fear.
All right, folks, I want to alarm you now to some breaking news from Georgia. The father of the teen shooting suspect from yesterday's deadly high school shooting has been arrested. 14-year-old Colt Gray is also under arrest for killing 4. Well, Gray's father, 54-year-old Colin Gray, is charged with second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. The shooter's father reportedly bought his son the AR-15 used in the shooting as a Christmas gift last year. He reportedly bought the gun after being questioned by sheriff's deputies for a previous school threat. 14-year-old Colt Gray is charged with murder and is being treated as an adult by the system. Again, 2 students and 2 teachers are among the dead. 9 others were injured. They're expected to be fine, so that's good news. Colt Gray will be in court tomorrow morning for his first appearance. All right, let's bring Alexis Rosenberg back in, federal trial attorney. Alexis.
For all who are gathered in this place, I pray that you bless each and every person and each and everything. And we pray them into this space, now and forevermore. Be with us, bless us, and walk with us each day as we go forward. Amen.
And it's always been like a big family for us. I've seen a lot of people here that showed up for Appalachia even though they went to Winder Barrow. But yeah, I'd say like we're pretty supportive of everybody, especially in like a time like this. I feel like it's just a very healing thing for a lot of people being here and just be around people from the community.
Still kind of in like a state of shock. You hear about this kind of stuff and you're like everything's gonna happen to you until like it's happening. And then like once you're in that, it's like this is like really happening. It's like a surreal experience.
So you must have loved guns from the time you were like 3 years old, right?
I did. I joined the Army at 17, and 100% U.S. made. And the cool thing is, South Carolina, it was developed in South Carolina.
Right.
So this was an idea that we had about 7-8 years ago. It's called the Jackal. It's one of the best-selling guns in the country right now. We also have, this is called the Dagger. This is our handgun. We have a lot of unique designs.
How does that compare with the one, the Glock that we just looked at?
Well, it's hard to compare with a Glock, but I personally like it, and the Jackalos are #1, the Daggers are #2 sellers.
Wow.
They sell extremely well.
What's the difference in price between that and a Glock?
A Glock is $550 to $600. These are from $300 to $400, depending on the
All right,
feature.
that's a difference.
So a Glock gets to charge a premium just because of the name
Yeah,
and everything.
I think that's right. That's fantastic. You've done a great job.
Appreciate it. We have a couple of guns that we actually made here in South Carolina that we
Go
can
ahead,
show you.
let me see, yeah.
They're right down here. I don't know if we need to take them.
I'll get out of the way so y'all can show the
Hey,
president.
Julian, you make sure you're taking some pictures.
We got plenty of pictures being taken right now. Oh, I like that one.
We thought you might like it. Do you want to see it? Can we
Yeah,
get
I
a picture
do.
of you
I
holding
want
that?
to see
Look
it.
at this. I would love to get a picture
I
of you.
do want to see that.
All right.
Wow, that's something, huh?
Hey,
Who did
Julian,
that? Is that made by you?
That one's not. Okay, can you take this picture?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
You wonder what Congress people can do.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Countries with the most firearms per 100 people. Starting off at the 10th position, we have Iraq with 30 firearm per 100 people. Moving on to the 9th place, we have Iran with 31, Switzerland at number 8 with 32 firearms. Moving upwards at number 7, Uruguay with 32.5 per 100 people. Finland with 33 firearms secures its place in the 6th position. Reaching to the top 5, New Zealand at 5 with 34.5 firearms. Cyprus at the 4th place with 37 firearms. At 3rd place, it's Serbia with 38 firearms. At number 2, it's Republic of Yemen with staggering 55 firearms per 100 people. Here is an interesting fact about Yemeni culture. Owning a firearm is considered to be a right rather than privilege, meaning anyone can own a firearm without a permit or license, as it's considered to be masculine in the Yemeni culture. However, at the top of the list, it's the land of free liberty and democracy, the United States with 120 firearms per 100, making Americans the most armed people in the world.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You be in a safe space dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle that enemy. We giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're back.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for checking in with us on this Sunday, September. What's today? September.
I think it's the 9th.
6th. It's the 6th.
8th. It's
Is it
the
really
8th. Stop playing.
Wow.
Sunday, September 8th, 7 p.m. We took last week off.
Damn, no wonder.
Again. And today we have a topic that I don't think is ever going to go away. It's these. And why do they always go to schools? Why not go to a KKK rally and open gunfire? Right? Why not go to a Nazi event? Why is it always going to
Because it's
schools?
white children that are doing it. It's their descendants that are doing these crimes. He has to come from a home of hate or unbalance. And if once you find out his mother has been in and out of jail, his father just took custody of him. It's a lot of stuff. They had a lot of warning signs about Mr. Colt, and nobody did anything about it. Why? It's because he had skin protection. They wasn't worrying about the white boy. But if it was a black boy, they would have been on his ass like white on rice. So that's something that we need to really talk about, is why they're not, really taking these white domestic terrorists seriously, especially they being young teenagers.
Speaking of skin protection, how many mass shooters have we seen taken into custody without a scratch, compared to
That too.
compared to African Americans who are unarmed that usually end up losing their life at the hand of police officers?
Or hurt, yeah.
Yeah, we've done so many shows about unarmed. We just lost a young lady who had a pot of water, that she was dumping out, right? So, Eric Gardner, cigarettes, So we lose our lives. We lose our lives to the dumbest crap with these
Jameer
police officers.
Rice.
But
He
they
got
go
killed
Jameer
over a
Rice,
plastic gun.
right?
And they didn't
And
even shoot this boy.
of course, George Floyd. We know what happened to him, right?
Yeah.
Fake $20 bill that nobody even confirmed that he actually had, right? So once again, Black people are killed over misdemeanors and stupid things, routine traffic stops, and young white kids with AK-47s are taken into custody after blowing away a bunch of people.
Yes.
Taken
Killing
into
4
custody
and injuring
without
9.
a scratch. Without a scratch.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And something needs to give. They really need to work. And you know what everybody trying to do? How can you say they want to put it all on the gun industry? It's not only them, it's a whole team. We got to talk about the parents, we got to talk about the school. You understand? We got to talk about the FBI that was all of them was warned within 1 year time about this young man's behavior. They also said that he was being bullied because he was gay and stuff. Now, this is the second gay shooter or trans or whatever shooter. This is all alleged. I'm just getting this, what we're getting out. This is the second time. What is going on that, like you said, that they have to go to the school and start shooting up the school? Like, what made you think to say, I'm going to go to the school and shoot up the school?
But
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Carl.
Like Kevin said, why would you give your kid a gun? A real gun. I remember growing up, I had water pistols, I had cap guns, right?
Right, and we can't have that now.
But
we can't have that now, yeah.
Why would you give your kid a gun? And I've been watching videos to pull for this show, and I see so many white people after white person have saying that gun is a sport and how it's so much fun to shoot a gun. Yeah, I have firearms for my, but I don't enjoy it. I don't pick it up and look at it. You know what I mean? I have it because where I live,
your protection for your home.
I am on kind of a dead end. It's called, there's kind of woods, it's kind of woodsy kind of area, and there's only a couple. You know what I mean? So if something goes on where I live, I'm kind of far from the a main street, so I'm saying I felt like I needed something anyway. But it's not like a fun thing for me to do. So I don't get the fun in shooting a gun. Where's the fun in shooting a gun?
Because you're black and they're white, and it's not fun for you to shoot a gun.
I think it's a security blanket. I think it's their security blanket to make sure that things stay the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Read between the lines, what I'm saying. Yeah, read between the lines, what I'm saying. No, I'm not talking about the 14-year-old. I'm just talking about white society in general with their affection with guns. And there's plenty of black gun owners, don't get me wrong, but and I know some, I have some comedian buddies who are, ex-military guys who are gun crazy, but I'm just talking about average white people that own all these high-powered rifles. And somebody made a very good point. The military style rifles. Somebody made a good point on one of the talk shows I was listening to the other day. So I'm gonna share that. He said that if people had to get these guns insured, that would change the game. Because insurance companies, your car's insured, right? So if you hit somebody and kill them with your car, they're gonna come out to your insurance company. These guns aren't insured, so nobody's, the gun people be held more responsible if they had to pay insurance on these guns, and they wouldn't have so many guns. A lot of these people have 20, 30 guns. I've seen videos where white people had guns, not just one or two. I mean, they had guns, like a rack of guns. And just think you had to pay insurance on all those guns. You wouldn't have all those guns.
Remember Gary, the guy that was on the show, the Trump supporter, Gary?
Yes.
He had. I don't want to miss, but he has like over 200 guns. He has 2 AK-47s. He has I think he has Gary, if you're watching, just if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but I think he has a AK-47 and AR-15. He has he has like over 100 guns, I think.
Why?
He has a safe, a huge safe, like a 6 foot by whatever foot safe, and he has all these guns.
So is he's ready for the Armageddon or zombies to come?
I have no idea. He has small guns. He has big guns. He's got in between guns. He's got 12 gauge.
That's a lot of guns.
He's got.
They said when Obama won the first became president in 2008, right? That white people bought up guns like crazy. Like the highest number of gun sales in over 100 years was 2008 when Obama became president.
That's why it's more guns than humans, because they trying to buy him up. But we can't do that like that. We can't do that like that. Now the question is, did y'all give y'all 13 and 14-year-olds AK-47s for a damn gift?
I would never think to give my son a gun ever. I found my son, and I still have it, and I didn't even know there was such thing as this kind of gun, but it looks real, but it has like a gas, like a cylinder. I don't know if you know what it is, Kev, but it looks like a real gun, but it shoots. It's a BB gun, and it uses some kind of gas cartridge.
I know. I've seen what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and he had one of those, and I was so upset when I saw that because I didn't know he had it. I had no idea he had it, and I took it from him. I still have it in a drawer. He's been gone now like 2 or 3 years, and I still have it. I didn't throw it out, but I was not happy to know he had a gun. What the hell are you doing with a gun that looks real, even though it's fake? It looks.
Yeah, because he can get shot. They would think that's. We can't even have fake guns today. We can't have play guns. Like back in the, you would want to get your kids like the cowboy and police, the guns, the little games. You can't do that just by seeing Jameer. What's the Jameer Rice? The young
Tomorrow.
Tamir Rice? Tamir
Tomorrow.
Rice, excuse me. I'm just thinking about my
It's
godson.
okay.
Tamir Rice.
It's okay.
You saw what happened to him where he had a regular gun, a little play gun, and they shot him immediately. You understand? So my thing is, no, our black parents did not gift us with no guns. Okay, they gift us with a roof on top of our head, food, or something we wanted, like a video game or something like that, or a phone. We don't give out something so they can kill many people. That's an issue. That's an issue.
So, Carl, do you think that and I think we had this question when we had Professor Griff on the show because he's an avid gun collector or user or
Hmm.
teacher.
Shout
Do
out to
you think
Professor
do you think
Griff.
black people should arm up? Because I got to tell you, we'll get into Kamala Harris a little later on in the show. I'm scared of what's going to happen if she wins. I think that these knuckleheads are going to be knuckleheads. I think, I was watching some TikTok videos, and I hate to say it, man, there's a majority of white people that has lost their freaking mind over this dude. And
Yeah.
I think there will be some trouble in the streets if when she wins. I say when she wins by a landslide, which I believe she will. I think there'll be a lot of trouble, and Trump's not going to get on national news and tell his folks to calm down either. He's not going to say, "Hey,
Well,
I
he
lost."
didn't do it for the insurrection, tell
Exactly,
them to
exactly.
calm down. People can get really hurt. And that was my only thing why I didn't care for me. And it's so bad because when we had the people on last week, they didn't even see anything was wrong with that,
So
that you
yeah,
allow something to happen,
exactly.
But this is our problem. We allowing this dysfunction to go on. That young man is not the first one. Now, I like that now they're locking up the parents because everybody kept a parent said to me, because remember people tell me because I don't have children, I really can't say too much. But a parent said to me, she said, we don't know what our children doing at 14 and 15 years old. Then that means something is wrong with you. Because you're supposed to be in tune with your children. You're supposed to know when something is going on with them. My mother did. She knew when something was going on, when I was doing something, or I touched somebody. She felt it. She knew it. And also, our parents checked our book bags. I don't know if y'all parents did, but I know my mother checked our book bags when we came and when we came back home. Because she said, you don't bring nothing there and you better not take nothing back. You understand?
But we're
Why they
living in
don't do
different
that with
times,
these
Tiff.
children?
But we're living in different times, Tiffany, because most parents are working longer shifts now because you have to work longer shifts to take care of your family. Most parents are working two jobs, so a lot
I'm
of
talking about
times.
white parents. They need to check their
Oh,
kids'
okay, I
bag.
got you. I got you. Okay,
They
I'm
need
just
to
saying.
check
I'm
their
talking about the black
rules.
community. The black community, yeah. So a lot of
They
these
need to
parents,
check their
but
rules. They building bombs and stuff.
even white middle class parents are working long hours and working double shifts and stuff like that, and have two or three jobs. So a lot of people can't keep up with their kids because they're working so damn hard, to make ends meet. So they're not on top of their kids the way our parents may have been on top of us, But even back then, kids were still sneaky. My brother and I did things to this day my mom probably don't know about. She's probably watching. She's watching the
Not
show
bringing
right
a
now, so I'm not
gun
gonna
to
tell
the
her. Right?
school.
I'm just saying we did things right. We broke the law. We did sneaky things behind our parents' back. My mom was working hard to take care of us, and my brother and I was out getting in trouble doing stuff we weren't supposed to do. So you can't always. You're not a bad parent because you can't keep up with your kids, because it is hard to keep up with kids. But you are a bad parent if you go out and buy your kid a $4,000 rifle that shouldn't be in the hands of nobody unless they're in the military or police officer. And these high powered AKs, 14, 15, whatever you want to call them, AKR, is that what they call? 18, 15, whatever they call. I don't know what they
AK
call.
5767. I don't care. It's
They should
horrible.
be they should be banned. And that's one of the Republicans' biggest things is, oh, Kamala Harris is coming to get our guns. She's going to take our guns. I see this on
Nobody
Facebook
wants your
all the
guns.
time. She is a legal gun owner. And
They
Tim Walz is a gun owner. So Kamala Harris is a gun owner. She has a license to carry. I don't know if I guess you might do. She has a
She
license to
has to
carry.
have license to carry.
She has a license to carry. because she was a top cop at one time, right? So she has a license to carry.
A
She
top
said that.
cop,
Well, she's in the the business. She's a police officer in the
attorney
police officer.
general. She was
Oh
a
yeah, that's a
lawyer,
cop.
right?
Well, the
That's a
attorney
cop.
general. That's sort of a cop. That's
Okay.
top cop, right? I'm saying. So she's a gun owner. She's not a uniform cop, but she had a gun, and
But I bet you she has a storage.
and Tim
Most of
Walsh
these
is a gun
people
owner.
don't have storage.
So they're not after your guns to take guns away. I think they want to get rid of these high style military weapons, which is very unnecessary. And Carl, I didn't know this guy had 200 guns that you had on our show.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect to have on the show today to explain to me why he has 200 guns. Not that he owes me an explanation, but I would like to hear it. I
Because he
mean,
can do it.
but why
You can't have 200 guns like that. They're going to question you.
200 guns?
He's waiting for the zombies to come.
I have 200 hats.
Look, that's what we
To be
collect.
honest, I collect hats.
I have 200 earrings. Okay?
Right.
Gina said, "What's up, Gina?" Gina said she knows people who has hundreds of guns.
Look at that.
Are they
That's
white?
sad. That's
Are they
sad.
white?
That's a lot.
Gina, are they white? I'm sure they're white.
You
Gina,
know they white.
me and you are Gina's only black friends, Kev.
So we're that's funny. So we're outnumbered as it is. So we're already outnumbered. So and I think
They
Griff
done set them
touched on that.
slaves free. They done set them slaves free. We got to get us some guns. We got to protect ourselves.
Well,
We
that's
got to
why they brought
protect
up all
our
the guns
women.
when Obama became president, because they thought that President Obama, because their minds were so small, they thought President Obama was going to pass laws to make them slaves. That's how small-minded people are. So they went out and bought up all these guns for self-defense, which is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Like, come on.
But the bottom line is, and we all know this, and I know you guys heard of Dr. Joy DeGruy, and she said it in one of her. She said, most white people are afraid of black people, and
Right.
we know it. We can feel it. White people get nervous around black people no matter what we're doing. You could be dressed in a suit, you could have on jeans, you could be naked, you could be just wearing a hat, you could just be wearing no matter. The dark skin just makes them nervous.
Yeah.
No one, I've never heard anyone come up with an explanation for it. I likened it to after slavery as I always forget his name. The comedian that said getting away wasn't part of the plan.
Oh, Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney, and I think that's true. Like they always thought we would be enslaved, and they always thought they'll be on top, and we would have no freedom. But now we're free.
Yeah, they can't beat us, so now they got to join us and make money off of us.
And that makes them nervous, and it makes them nervous because they never know what we're thinking. They never know when this big revolution that we're going to have is coming, and it's not coming. We're not planning a revolution.
Yeah, we don't care.
In their head, they think we're planning. That's why they buy up all these guns, and that's why they want all these guns, because they think that we want revenge, and they think we have something planned, and one day we're going to rise up. We just want you to leave us alone. That's it.
That's right. And y'all taught us how to turn the other cheek.
That's all we want. Leave us alone. If we deserve something in life, just give it to me and get out of my way. I don't mean give it to me without me having to work for it. Just get out of my way when I'm trying to achieve stuff. Stop trying
Don't try to hold me down. Don't try to stop me or play a hate on me.
Right. All that sneaky low down stuff that that we deal with. Even in comedy, I did shows with white comics, and I did great, better than they do, and they were the headliner. But they would call the office that booked me back and said that I was horrible. No, not horrible. I was dirty. I was so dirty. I was disgusting, and I do one or two jokes that were funny, but okay, so it wasn't. It wouldn't make the Pope happy, as you would say, but it was funny.
You wasn't entertaining the Pope.
No, I wasn't.
I like that, Tiffany. That's true.
Yeah, he wasn't entertaining the Pope. So shut up.
But they would
drunk ass was an entertainer.
They will call the office and try to get me, not work anymore. Like try to, like why? But then luckily, the office would call the venue and say, how was Carl? And they would say he was great. He was the funniest one. You know what I mean? Next time he comes back, we want him to headline. You know, but these comics, these white comics, and they were doing it just because it was black. You know, I even had a comic admit to me that I was getting less money than they were, and we were all doing the same amount of time on the show. We were all supposed to get the same amount of money, and I was getting, even though it wasn't much, it was $50 less. Like say they were getting $300. We were all supposed to
took your nigga tax.
The agency would give me $250 and give them $300 for what? For why? And they knew there was no other reason than the fact that you were black.
Just horrible.
You know, and that's minimal on the scale. Just imagine what people in corporate America deal with. Black people in corporate.
That's why I can't work for organizations. That's why I salute y'all. I can't do it because as soon as I see some type of disloyalty or somebody doing something to step on someone to get on the top, that bothers me, and I'm going to protest, and then they're going to kick me out.
You know, so anyway, getting back to so that's why I think white people have all these guns, because they think there's this big revolution coming. They think that we're looking to rise up, so they're getting ready for that day. And we're not even thinking on that level.
No, we're not thinking about this. We're not thinking about it, y'all. We're not thinking. But message, y'all keep giving y'all children AK-47s. Y'all want to be locked up just like Mr. Cole and his father. And his father was up there crying. You should have saw him like this. You can't cry now. You can't do it now. Stop giving your children guns. Go get them some counseling. Go get them some type of help. Go get the family some help, okay? Dear white people, we are praying for you and your white children, okay?
Scooby D2's checking in. Scooby D2 said if he walked outside and saw a naked white guy or naked person in a hat, he's just making fun of what I said, that no matter what you do, you know, I hear you, Scooby. Yeah, so you know the reason that, because the guy in the video with Trump said he was dealing with guns from the time he was 3. You heard that? He said from the time I was 3,
they
I was
teach them.
Yeah,
They have
part of their
gun
culture,
parties.
part of
They
their
have
culture.
gun parties.
Remember the picture?
It's just a lie. It's just, and let me again, like you said, you have your gun because you have your home. You have people have guns because of businesses. You understand, for protection, or you go hunting. But when you start hunting people, that's when we have an issue, especially when you're 14 and 15-year-old. So, you know, that's the only issue I have. And it's so, but because that was a mixed school. That school wasn't just white people. It was a mixture of people. You understand?
And they also said that guy's mom called the school a half an hour before he got there.
It wasn't his mom, it was his grandmother.
His grandmother?
His grandmother is what called. They've been having issues with him for the past year. That's my point. If you having issues with your child or anything, why would you have him around others? That means y'all need to work on that. But if you, like I said, if you listen, his mother has issues. His father just took him on, and we just see his father didn't know what he was doing. Now you're facing all the time that the young man is facing, his father is facing. They gave him the same thing. And he didn't even pull the trigger. So parents, don't get charged. Please check your children. Check on them. Give them love, darling. Hug them. Love them, please, because we don't want them out here shooting up these schools. I got nieces and nephews, and other people out here got children in school. You saw that young lady crying. That hurt my heart to see that young lady crying in there, talking about they had to drag their teacher back in there after that boy done shot him.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
Oh, you never gonna get over that ever would you get that out your head.
All right,
It'll
so
affect the rest of your life.
we're gonna take Gina's advice. Gina said, "Let's get on to the Kamala talk." Gina wants to get off the school
Well,
shooting.
Gina, send a message out to your white friends, darling, and their white children. Tell them to watch their children.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so what we're gonna talk about, Kamala train is chugging right along. I've been on TikTok fighting with people I don't even know. I'm just jumping on people's lives, all these black Trump supporters. Any Trump supporter I see on TikTok, I'm calling the black Trump supporter. I call him King Coon. Hey, I asked, hey, where do you vacation in Cancun? I go, where do you go for your you go to
That's funny.
Coney Island.
That's funny. Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Cancun.
Cancun.
There's a lot, man. There's a lot going on, man.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah, I call one guy King Coon.
You know, that's the weird thing, Carl, is that we're spend more time arguing with black folks about than we are with whites, and that's even more stranger.
But they all have the running theme. She slept away to the top. She's stupid, which is absolutely not true.
So do black men do not? So we get back to this thing. This is probably a whole nother show, but do black men do not like strong black women?
Well, if they got mommy issues.
Well, it must be a lot of mommy issues. There's a lot of black men
There's a lot of mommy
supporting
issues. Why
Trump.
you pick up single?
There's a lot of black men supporting Trump over Kamala Harris, and I think they can't stand two things: one, that she is married to a white man, and two,
I don't like that either, but I'm still voting for her.
They can't, and they also can't stand the fact that that she was a prosecutor, which is a job, that she chose to do.
All right, so we're gonna kick off the Kamala session, with a couple of videos. So here we go.
Here we go.
Don't give me no reasons why. Don't stop it now. Keep it coming, love. Keep it coming, love. Don't stop it now. Don't stop it. No, don't stop it now. Don't stop. Keep it coming, love. Keep it coming, love. Don't stop it now. Don't stop it. No, don't stop it now. Don't stop it. Don't build me up just to let me drop. Don't stop it now. Don't turn me on just to turn me off. Don't stop it now. Keep it coming, love. Keep it coming, love. Don't stop it now. Don't stop it. No, don't stop it now.
Who's gonna tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs, those black jobs, one of those black jobs, those black jobs, one of those black jobs, those black jobs, one of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Those black jobs, one of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Attorney General,
Might be one of those black jobs.
Vice President,
Might be one of those black jobs.
President,
Might be one of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Attorney General,
Might be one of those black jobs.
Vice President,
Might be one of those black jobs.
President Kamala Harris.
Might be one of those black jobs. Those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Okay, Kamala HQ, I got another song for you to use on your edits. I wish I could tag you guys here on TikTok, but I can't for some reason. But here's another song that you could use to appeal to the Latino voter base for Kamala's campaign. It's Spanglish, so it'll appeal to the first generation Latinas here in the United States. But listen to these lyrics.
Me mira de arriba para abajo. You seem so intrigued, like you never seen a woman with a plan until you met me. And now I don't have time to teach ya, got places to be. Y es porque yo soy bien dura, if you know what that means.
Call me, you want to license it, you want to, let's do it.
Pay attention and get out and vote. I don't understand how it's a conversation to begin with. You know what I mean? It's like the felon against the prosecutor. Let me just say one thing that I don't think we say enough. If it was a black person, we would not be having this conversation. If it was a woman, we would never be having this conversation. If it was a gay person, we would never be having this conversation. It is disgusting.
Tiffany, you don't like him? I saw you.
You know, you want to hear something? I like Billy Porter. He's an awesome artist.
Okay.
Okay. I saw him in his work, what he did. And I was rooting for him until my baby mother met him and she said he was the most meanest person on earth. And I sent him a message. I said, I'm very disappointed that you was so nasty to my friend. You know, I probably would have pimp slapped him. But yeah, I was very disgusted. So I really, right now, he's like a tired gay man to me right now. I'm just very upset with him. I love his work. He's very funny. But when you was mean to somebody, very disgusting while they doing their job, that's a problem for me. I don't like celebrities that's mean and nasty.
Yeah. Well, Donna says she likes my shirt. Thank you, Donna says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just had to look on Donna since she was trying to pass on this conversation to get to Kamala. So let's talk about Kamala. Okay, so I need to tell y'all this quick story. So last week I went to go get a pizza from a pizza restaurant. I'm not going to blow them up. And I ate the pizza, wiped my face, and Trump was on the tissue paper.
Damn.
Do you hear me? After I eat this pizza, I've been eating this pizza for 20 plus years. I eat the pizza and I pick up the tissue to wipe my face, and Trump is on the tissue. So you know I had to go to the pizza restaurant to talk to my friend, which is also a gay man. And his excuse was, I said, when did political start mixing in with restaurants? He said, oh, those are samples. I said, well, they didn't give you samples of Democrats? He was like, no. He said, I'm voting Republican. I said, oh, okay. I said, is it a reason? He said, because the minimum wage went up. And when the minimum wage went up, my pizza went up. And I'm against that. I said, so you're against your employees getting a little bit more money? He was like, it's doing bad for my small business. Now, this business has been there over 30 years. And he said it's doing bad for his business. He mentioned everything, how Obama is friends with the people that killed all the Jews. You understand, his boyfriend is gay, and his boyfriend is Jewish. He hates what this war is going on, but it needs to happen. Like, I couldn't believe it that somebody I've been eating and spending my money with all these years, and he did not hear anything. He talked about the BLM movement, how it was the worst thing ever. He said Mike Brown, he tried to take the cop's gun, and that's why he got shot. I said, that's not how it went. They are so misinformed. So I would not be spending no more money at that pizzeria. But do y'all think that restaurants should support, political officials?
But first of all, now you know how Carl and I feel.
Kevin, I was thinking
yeah, you know how Carl and I feel when all our colleagues that we work with for 20, 30 years are hardcore Trump supporters. Welcome to our world. To answer your question about people can vote for who they want to vote for. We need to make a decision not to support them. I don't shop at Home Depot because I know the Home Depot CEO is a big Trump supporter. If I need some hardware, I'm going to Lowe's. If I find out that the dude that owns Lowe's is in charge messing with Trump, which I hear he's not, but if I found that he was, I'll be going to another hardware store. So I don't shop at Home Depot for that reason. We have to stop supporting people who support white supremacists. That's it. So you did the right thing, Tiff. Don't spend your money there no more because he supports white supremacy. He's against Black Lives Matter. He's against Mike Brown, who did nothing but got harassed by a dirty cop and killed by a dirty cop. And that was it. And they want to believe all this other crap about Mike Brown. It came back. Speaking of Ferguson, they had to overhaul the whole police force because the FBI's investigation showed how much crooked corruption was going on in that force and how much racial profiling was happening with that force. So they overhauled the whole force. And that dude that killed Mike Brown is living in exile. Like, he's like, witness protection. He got a new name and a new everything. He's probably working on another force aware. Who knows? But yeah, he got off. So that dude, Mike Brown, was walking with his friend, got approached by a freaking arrogant, dirty ass cop who took his life. And this dude wants to blame Black Lives Matter.
And I couldn't believe, I was really hurt. Like, wow, I've been spending money for a long time. And he's a gay man. I was like, you really think they standing for your rights? I said Kamala and Biden and Obama stood for your rights more, but you are more against them now. Just because they went up on the minimum wage.
Yeah, because you can believe all the laws that Obama passed to help gay people. Are you kidding me? He passed more laws to help gay people than any other president in American history. And Trump and that Project 2025, if he gets back in office, they're coming at gay marriage and gay rights and all that stuff. So here, I don't think Trump's going to win this election, but if he did, this dude's going to pay the price eventually because, he'll see what happens.
What
We'll
you
see what
think,
happens.
Carl?
Well, like I said on one of my Facebook posts, all the Trump supporters could just come right out and say, we don't like black people. Just come right out and say it. Because they're finding every excuse everything they can latch onto to make something out of nothing for a reason why they don't like Kamala. Like, all I keep hearing consistently, Kamala, she slept her way to the top. Okay. There were two adults having a consensual relationship. He didn't rape Kamala. Kamala didn't rape him. There were two adults going out having a relationship.
Yeah, but Trump is grabbing people by the pussies.
Now look at your guy who was found guilty of sexual assault, and some of the
porn star. Don't forget about the porn star.
Porn star, right? While his wife was pregnant.
Yeah.
You're telling me that's a better person than Kamala?
Yeah, they would choose him, the cheater, the abuser, the grab it by the vajayjay man before for somebody that had consensual sex. We already know what it is. They do not want her there. It's because she's a woman. She's as they call it, the DEI hire. She's a woman, and she's a woman of color. They do not want that, and I'm sorry, it's time for change.
And let's go back to what Godfrey said. They just don't like black people. I am convinced of that. Even some of the Trump supporters that I was interacting with, they're claiming they don't like Trump. They're not for Trump. They're just against Kamala. Come on, man. Really? Really? You expect me to believe that? You're not for Trump. You're just against Kamala. She's a horrible person. But nothing they say to me makes her look worse than Trump. It came out in the trial with the sexual assault that Trump digitally penetrated the woman that he sexually assaulted on the plane. Digital, not on the plane, in the at the store in Manhattan, wherever. He cornered the woman, stuck his hand on her skirt, and digitally inserted his finger. You know what? That's what he did.
And that was out of order. Did you do it because you think that you can be able to do it because you have money and you can be able to do things, let things? He's out of order. Like I said, if people vote for him, that's your choice. But just know, y'all, he's a narcissist. Okay.
Yeah. So we gotta stop supporting these people, Carl and Tiff. We gotta stop supporting.
Yeah, we have to stop supporting people that's not for truth and righteousness. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And he has been wrong on a lot of situations. And I can't support that, So we still got time. We have a debate coming. I can't wait for the debate. And they said she is really working on this debate. What does she have to work on? She is smarter than him. She can be able to read him.
But he has to be careful not to come off as an angry black woman, because you got to remember that.
Right.
She can't come across as angry.
But she's very smart.
It just shows it's America, Tiffany. Here's a woman who's smart, intelligent, accomplished, and everything else. And this race is still apparently tight, according to the polls. It shouldn't even be tight. She's a state's attorney and a prosecutor, and she's going up against a guy that's got 34 convicted felonies, and the race is tight. What do that tell you?
That his is documented. His atrocities is documented. Many men that walk
What do that tell you, though?
probably have many cases. It's
So
just
that
that
just
his is
tells you.
documented, and now we see it, but we still rooting. A lot of people are rooting for him.
Yeah, so Waylon B from YouTube. What's up, Waylon? Thanks for checking in. They said, I don't think that black men dislike Kamala because she's a strong black woman. They have problems with her because of the way she prosecuted black people without the same levity that she did. Is that true?
No, it's not true. It's not true. And
Well, listen, I
that's
don't
been
have
so debunked. That's been so debunked over the last few months by so many people that has done their research, including D.L. Hughley, who on his show came
D.L.
at the
Hughley
and
did
D.L.
it well.
Hughley is born and raised in California. On his radio show came at the Kamala Harris for the same thing that Waylon just said. And then he said that once he did his research and found out that it wasn't true, he's been on his apology tour where he was at the convention, Democratic convention. He apologized in front of the world. He's apologized on his radio show, on his podcast, and on other people's
I
podcasts
apologize,
because he
period.
said that he was wrong about her. There's no record. They said she locked up all these black men when it was actually only like 75 men that went to jail. And I'll find the article and we'll post it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
something
find it.
that we need
But
evidence.
it wasn't even and all the people weren't even black. You know, there were other there were Hispanic and white men in part of that lockup thing too. It wasn't just black men. They were breaking the law. You know, I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but at one point we think we got cannabis stores on every corner now. You know, at one point weed was against the law to have.
It sure
You
was.
know,
You couldn't have no weed. You couldn't walk in the
and
streets
if
with
you
weed.
had
I see
weed or was
people.
selling weed, you got your ass
Yeah,
locked up.
all of that
You
stuff.
know,
Yeah.
I just think people need to do their homework. I think
No,
people
I
are
think so too. And I can't, we really can't say anything. I can't say anything because everything is alleged. I never went deep into the rabbit hole of checking all her cases. I'm not going through all of that. I'm not going through checking all of that. And if if they do have evidence of it, you really think they're going to show it now? They're not going to show that. They're not going to bring all that stuff up now because
But
they want her to win.
but
So,
Kamala
but Donald Trump also called for the execution of the Central Park Five,
oh yeah,
and
that was horrible. We
those guys
already
are
know that's horrible.
exonerated, and he's never apologized publicly to them or privately to them for taking out a full pay. I mean, Donald Trump has done 100 times things worse to black people than anything Kamala Harris has done, and she
No,
was
I
just doing her
believe that
job.
too.
She was just doing her job. You know what pisses me off about people bringing up the fact that she locked up black men? We never see Italian people mad at Giuliani for locking up the mob, who was mostly Italian men, and he's Italian. You know, he's Italian, and he took down
How
the
will we
Italian,
know?
and he took down, the Italian mafia in New York, one of the most powerful crime families in New York. He took them down, and he locked up a lot of Italian men. But you don't see Italian families going, man, Giuliani's an asshole because he locked up all these Italian men.
Because they deal with their
They were
people
doing they were
or
doing
how they deal
crime.
with them.
They were doing crime. If she was a public defender, black men would like her more. If she was a defense attorney, black men would like her more. Black men don't like her because she was a prosecutor, and prosecutors' jobs are putting people in jail. When she didn't just lock up black people, she locked up criminals. If they were black, then they got locked up. If they were white, they were criminals, they got locked up. If they were Hispanic, they got locked up. She locked up everybody.
That was
I've done
20-something
my
years
research on
ago.
this. There's a lady on YouTube. Anybody watching this want to Google Reese Colbert. Reese Colbert on YouTube. Google Reese Colbert, Kamala Harris. Just put that in your YouTube thing. It'll pop up. She would walk you through it 10 times, 100 times better than I can walk you through it, and explain to you everything you need to know about Kamala Harris. She's done her homework, and she's serious about it. She got it. She would debunk everything, all these lies and misinformation and all this stuff about Reese Colbert on YouTube will break it down for you. Trust me. I watched the video. The lady ain't no joke, and she basically debunks all of this stuff. And it's just, it's just stuff that make black men want to stay home and don't want to vote for her. And not voting for her is a vote for Trump.
Well, listen, they should vote for somebody that is experienced and know how to do the job or know the system. And Kamala is that one. Trump only been in this for a few years. She has been in it over 20 plus years. So I think that she's more experienced to be able to run this country. And I feel like why not? Why not? We need a change. He gives me a headache.
60 million plus people voted for a failed businessman, 6-time bankrupt businessman, uh, um, game show host in 2016, and gave him the most powerful job in the world. And now we take a woman that's been a public service office, elected office for over 20 years, and say she's not qualified. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Some human beings love toxic behavior. They like him. I don't know why. I think he's actually funny. He makes me laugh. But the stuff that come out of his mouth, I'd be like, I don't believe he just said this. But he's funny to me.
One of the things too is that Kamala Harris, she created programs to help black men get back on their feet once they got out of jail.
I was going to say that, Carl. Thank you. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yeah.
She created lots of programs, not just black, but people who got out of jail. She created programs to help them get back on their feet.
So that's what they should promote instead of promoting everything else. Promote the things that she has done so people can know what she is doing for the community or what she has done for people. They'll look at her differently. You see how you were telling us this? A lot of people don't know that.
Well, they did that during the convention, during the 4-day
You talking about that
convention.
3-day convention?
Everybody spoke about her personal story, the job she did, as a state's attorney and everything else, and how she got there. And she wasn't perfect. She made mistakes. We all make mistakes on our job, right? I don't know why she has to be Jesus Christ perfect and Trump doesn't. That's
You
the
already
thing
know black
about
people
that's
gotta
the thing
be
about
damn near perfect.
Obama and Kamala Harris has to be
Squeaky
perfect,
clean.
perfect. They can't make no mistakes. They had to be completely perfect. She's a vice president, and everybody's like, "Well, gee, what does she do as vice president?" And my answer is, tell me what Dick Cheney did as a vice president.
Yeah.
Tell me what Mike Pence did. Tell me what Al Gore did. Tell me what Biden did for 8 years under Obama as a president. Nobody knows. Walter Mondale. We can go all the way back. Tell me, nobody knows what none of these people did as vice president, and nobody gave a rat's ass either. It's not until this black woman became vice president that now, what did she do? But we didn't ask what Mike Pence did or
They
Al
need
Gore.
something to
Nobody.
attack.
So now we care about what the vice president does all of a sudden because she's a woman. A woman's never had this job before, and she's not supposed to have this job. And Obama wasn't supposed to be president, and that's the problem. That's the backlash that got us Trump. There would be no Trump if it wasn't for the election of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
There would be no Trump.
Here's the thing about Kamala. We all know when you're black and you're given a prestigious job, a job that people don't expect you to fail at, right? We know as a black person, you're going to work twice, 3 times as hard to prove them wrong, especially if you're a black woman. She knows they want her to fail. She knows they're looking at her to fail. You got to work twice as hard. You make a black person a manager of a company or a CEO, they know, because if that one black person messes up, do you know what they're going to say? See, we gave a black person a shot. They didn't know how to do the job.
They mess it up. And then half of the time they sabotage them.
Right. And so no other black person is going to ever get a shot.
On the night,
black person messed up.
On the night of Obama's inauguration, while they were in ballrooms around Washington, D.C., dancing and celebrating, 6 Republicans, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, and a couple of other knuckleheads, all got together in a house on Capitol Hill and all was plotting and they said our goal is to make Obama a one-term president, to make him a failure.
Yes.
And that's the truth. That's what they did. So you had 6 powerful white men in a room on Capitol Hill at somebody's house plotting against this man while him and his wife were on a ballroom floor dancing on the night of the inauguration.
And don't think that the Obamas didn't know that they had people plotting against them, and that's why they did a good job and left out of there without no chaos, no drama, and they're chilling right now. They don't even want to come back.
Blame them. I don't blame them.
So Kevin, Waylon B responded to you. He says that's a cover statement. What you said, that's a cover statement. You are talking secondhand info in the same way. So you said he was talking secondhand info, so he's saying you're also talking secondhand info.
I'm talking facts because I've done my homework. You know, people go, "Oh, you just voting for her because she's black." I'm voting for a lot of white presidents, so I ain't voting for her just because she's black. Because I'm voting for white presidents. So, you know, people don't realize. People forget that a lot of black people were voting for Hillary Clinton over Obama until he won the nomination. You know, so black people weren't just voting for Barack because he was black. White people were voting for Hillary Clinton. They wanted Hillary to win. It wasn't until Barack in this phenomenon took over and knocked her over that then he became the nominee. Then black people got behind him. But they were actually more black people voting for Hillary during the primaries than Barack Obama. So the notion that black people just vote for black people because they're black is BS. Second, I've done my homework. All I do is I eat. Patricia can tell you, I eat, sleep, and drink politics
I believe you.
and news. I stay on this stuff. I listen to both sides. When I can stomach it, I turn on Mark Levine when I can stomach it and listen to Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly and all these racist ass right wing nut jobs. You know, when I can stomach it, I listen to them too. But my ear stays in the streets. I listen to Urban View basically 7 days a week. You know, I listen to Urban View, and look, it's all BS. Kamala Harris ain't done nothing. The rest of these fools haven't done. I mean, these white men have been corrupt and for themselves throughout the history of this country. As far as these presidents, all of them, dating back to Nixon, to Reagan, to 12 years of Bush. You know,
Them bushes.
you know, both of the Bush guys, the father and the son. We already lived the 4 years of Trump. You know, Trump was going to put martial law on the Black Lives Matters crowd. He was going to he asked, could he have the people shot? And which I can't think of his name right now, said, no, you can't do that, Mr. President. He wanted to have the military shoot protesters that were protesting against police brutality. This is the guy that black people don't want to vote for Kamala Harris, which means this guy gets back in office. This guy who has that type of mentality gets back in office because we're worried about Kamala Harris locking up some criminals.
I'm over that.
You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris locked up some criminals. So for that reason, because they were black criminals, we're now going to not vote for her and put this white supremacist cheerleader back in the White House, knowing that Steve Bannon and Peter Thiel and all these guys, all these Nazi right wing nut job guys in this Project 25, half of those guys were part of it. People, put this into perspective. 80% of Trump's cabinet that served him for 4 years are in prison. The ones who aren't in prison are the ones that he pardoned, right? And they got out. Steve Bannon, who worked in the right in his West Wing, is in prison as we speak. And the ones that didn't go to prison, they ain't voting for Trump. For the first time in history, I mean, let me say this real quickly, guys. The only living Republican president and First Lady George Bush and his wife are voting for Kamala Harris. Dick Cheney, of all people, about you can't get no more conservative than Dick Cheney,
I heard he's
is
losing.
voting for Kamala Harris.
I heard he's losing the KK. Who's the guy Fuentes? The one that's Fuentes?
Proud Boy.
Yeah, they said he's losing them. They about tired of him. I saw some clips with that. And then did you hear his nephew came out and said he don't like special needs children, and he
All right,
told
yeah,
him
I saw that.
he should
And
wait,
none
let
of his
his special
generals.
needs child die. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Trump had, I think, 3 generals serve under him. Generals of the United States military, and they all have come out and said he's unfit to be president. Your generals that you hired are saying you're unfit to be president. I mean, that's how serious this is. That people that work for at the Republican convention, the only 2 people from his previous administration that was there was Sir Huckabee was there, and bitch ass doctor, what's his name? The brain surgeon. Can't stand
He's on the tip of my tongue.
the black dude, the brain surgeon who
Yeah,
talked like he's
Carson?
Ben Carson. Ben Carson and Sir Huckabee were the only 2 people from the Trump's previous administration. An administration hires over 400 people, by the way. You know, they worked in that West Wing and that White House and all around you. They're the only people that were at the convention. And of course, Ben Carson's there probably lobbying for a job if Trump gets back in office, you know. So nobody from this guy's previous administration is supporting him. They all said he's not fit to be. If your generals in the freaking United States military come out and say, man, this dude is not fit to be president, and nobody's listening. Everybody like, well, Kamala Harris locked up some black dudes that was selling some weed back in the day, so we're gonna go vote for this white supremacist.
People, use your common sense.
Waylon B, if you're still watching, I put the link in the chat if you want to come on. And you don't have to show your face. You can do it. You can just use audio, but he's challenging you to state what you researched, Kevin. But I mean, that's just going to be a back and forth. But
Whelan's a smart man. He has a computer. He has a computer in his house. If you want to know the truth will set you free. you all you gotta do is your own research. This show is only gonna be 90 minutes long. Sometimes we go 2 hours, but just do your own research.
That
Look at it.
the
Look at
link
it.
I put in the chat is for anyone who wants to come on and have
This is a wealth of
We
information
have a
at your
few
fingertips.
minutes, at least 5 minutes to talk to us.
At your fingertips, a wealth of information. Remember back in the old days, I think I said it before, we had to go get the big encyclopedia. My mom had the encyclopedias A through Z sitting on the shelf, all neat, nice and neat, big giant hard books. You had to open it up and switch to a page and learn something. You can do it here in 3 seconds. You can find out everything you want to know about Kamala Harris, good and bad.
Somebody
right here.
saying that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen,
Really?
a lot
So
of
this should be.
people sleep
It
their
should be a
way
lot
to
more.
the top.
It should be a
Men
lot
do
more
it
vice
too.
presidents. It should be a lot more female vice presidents if that was the case.
I can't pronounce his name, but I think these are trolls. It's okay.
Yeah.
People have been trolling people all week. So Tiburcio, Tiburcio, I'm going to pronounce that Tiburcio Angel.
And what if she did? Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. She stepped away to the top. Okay.
Let me just say this. Well, all he says is Trump 2024. I mean, that's old. Come up with something new. Trump 2024. Okay. And he also said did more for blacks and Latinos than Obama and Joe Biden.
Oh God, here we go with the more BS again.
Well,
No,
it's,
not true.
listen, to each
Not
his
true.
own. We love our haters and we love the ones that love Trump too. You love Trump,
But
so be
not
it. What
true.
can we do?
But
No,
Kevin, you were saying, let's say, okay, she slept her way to the top.
yeah, is she the first? That's what I want to know. Because everybody, you think so JFK was a bad president? Because we know he banged everything that moved.
But
Bill Clinton was a bad president.
listen,
No, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
he over there busting on
Bill
people's
Clinton was a good
dresses.
president. If you do your homework on Bill Clinton, uh,
Monica Lewinsky.
despite him not being able to keep his picker in his pants,
Yeah.
he was a good president.
Yeah, they said he was almost the closest to a black president we ever had because he ate
JFK
grits and played the horn.
JFK was a good president. Was a great president actually.
Yeah, the black people love JFK. You know JFK is in black people homes right next to Jesus. Okay, because my mother had that up. She's put down now, but yeah, they loved them some John F. K.
JFK was
But
a good
listen,
president.
people, please vote what is good for you. We already know who we're voting for. We voting for somebody that's experienced and know what they're doing, and we're gonna, we will support her. To all the other ones, we agree to disagree. To each his own.
I just want somebody to tell me why this woman has to be perfect.
Nobody's perfect. No, they want her to be perfect,
46. We've had 46 presidents in the history of this country.
and
I
none of
need
them was
somebody to come on
perfect.
this show right now and tell me which one was perfect.
Don't let us start with the first set of 10 of them that had slaves, and it's documented.
Exactly. There even the ones who didn't have slaves weren't perfect, right? So there's no such thing as perfect presidents. They
Nobody's
all
perfect.
and Trump wasn't perfect, but Trump is probably the most disliked president politician since George Wallace, who back in the 70s was one of the most divisive, racist ass people that ever walked the planet. And he changed his ways after his assassination attempt. He was paralyzed, put in a wheelchair, and he actually, for some reason, became unracist and started helping black people after that.
You have a lot of
He had,
people.
he had his Jesus moment, right? He had his come to meet
Yeah.
Jesus moment.
I had
Yep.
I was watching about a Judge Herring from the Carolinas, and he had a come to Black Jesus moment where he started changing things before he left office because he started seeing the bad behavior between his constituents. They were horrible, especially two human beings, black people. So yeah, people do change. And all of this about Kamala is almost 20 years ago. I don't care what her vagina is doing. I don't care. Why is we worried about that?
This guy is an idiot. Well, this person is definitely a troll because the name that they're using on YouTube is Harry PC. I'm not even going to say the word, but they're saying.
Well, block them. You can block them. Just block them. We don't have to deal with them. Anybody that have foul words or their names is not nice, block them. Nobody want to be talking to no Harry, whatever that thing is.
Yeah. So anyway, he's saying same bullshit that she did nothing for 4 years, and she was a. So.
And what did Pence do for 4 years?
Let me, because y'all not blocking.
What did Al Gore do for 4 years? What did Dick Cheney do for 4 years? Anybody know? Besides, I know what Dick Cheney did. He helped his boss go into a war that we wasn't supposed to go into, which cost thousands of American lives and all sorts of other stuff. So that I won't go into on this podcast because I don't want an elephant in my horse head in my house.
I streamed our stuff to Twitch, and whenever I stream to Twitch, I always get these people.
Oh, so you're on Twitch doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I'm not.
I always get these.
Because I'm looking for it in the YouTube. Like, where's these people that so we can block their ass? Because nobody got time to be. Because you give them too much energy. Don't give them no more energy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when I try to block him, and he's some way they set it up in such a way you can't really block him because it says they're on a guest destination. So I have to delete the guest destination. So let me see if I can delete them.
Yeah, Twitch. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I don't do Twitch or anything like that. So I can't even tell you.